lifestyle and stress management. So first out of the gate, if you knew me a couple years ago, you would know that my hair was super dry and grays sprouted like every single day and it wouldn't grow. And I had acne from like every pore on my face for whatever reason. And my skin was incredibly dry and looked almost aged, like I looked older than I do now, and very lustreless, like just kind of dull and gray looking. If you knew me even more, you would know that I was constipated, like lucky to go to the bathroom once or twice a week on a good week. That my periods were incredibly irregular, sometimes absent amenorrhea for 6 months at a time. And you would know that I took large amounts of melatonin every night hoping to be able to fall asleep. So that was me 2-3 years ago. Ayurveda changed all of that. And it didn't happen overnight. It was a very slow and integrative approach. Because I first got wind of Ayurveda and I thought, oh, interesting. And then I really grabbed onto it intellectually. So I started reading all the books and talking about it a lot. But there was skepticism, there was fear, there was a lot of resistance as far as directly applying it to my life. So it took a while. So it's just like yoga, it's a practice. Start with the breath, and slowly build on it. So at that time, I was eating what any healthy Westerner would eat if you're following media and marketing and the propaganda of what is healthy. So I lived on total cereal, Kashi Go Lean, and Special K red berries with skim milk and sometimes almond milk. I ate tons of iceberg lettuce salads. Like any good pitta would, I put hot sauce on everything. And I put fat-free dressing on things because fat's the devil, obviously. So most people would say, well, that doesn't sound so bad. She ate granola bars and cereal. She had salad. Seems healthy. I had lots of Diet Coke because that was calorie-free, so it must be good for me. Water's repulsive, so I put Crystal Light in all my water so I would be able to drink it. So you would think, okay, still seems pretty normal. I was a hot mess. Look at my symptoms. So slowly, over the course of time, I learned that what we think is healthy and the propaganda that's labeled healthy isn't necessarily that healthy, right? Cereal has a long shelf life, which means it's laden with chemicals, sugars, and processed carbs. It comes from a factory. Milk, while it was skim milk, those cows are shot up with hormones and antibiotics, and I was ingesting that. That was throwing off my menstrual cycle and giving me acne. Lettuce is pretty much the nutrient equivalent of nothing. It might as well have been air. The fat-free salad dressing, while it didn't have any fat in it, which, by the way, now I know is not a problem, it had all this high fructose corn syrup and fake things to make it taste good because it was fat-free. And then the hot sauce was really provoking this fire inside of me. So why all those products seem really innocuous and benign and do no harm, they were actually hurting me. So the idea is use food as medicine. And before we can get into the nuances of how to eat for my dosha and does pineapple aggravate me or are bananas too sour for my dosha, none of that really matters at first. At first, we kind of have to stop the bleeding, which means no more chemicals, because these chemicals are killing us. They really are. If you look at the function of our children's brains, like cognitive functions, dropping, anxiety through the roof, stress through the roof, obesity through the roof. All of these diseases are lifestyle disorders. Like, we have the power to change it. So first thing, get rid of the chemicals. Stop counting calories. Don't worry about that. Start counting chemicals. When you look at a label, look at the ingredients. And if there's an ingredient that you can't pronounce, that's because it's a chemical, aka poison. So basically, our food can be our most stable form of medicine, absolutely. But if it's processed, manufactured, refined, sugary junk, for lack of a better term, then it's a very slow release of poison. So we have to be really careful about that. Cool?